Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel, and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror, the card game, and the Dunwich Legacy, where we're currently playing Where Doom Awaits, the 6th scenario. Our investigators are Jenny Barnes and Agnes Baker, and they're currently on the peak of Sentinel Hill, where they're trying to stop they're trying to close a portal that's been opened by the evil Seth Bishop, who, quite cheekily by FFG, has been turned into some sort of ravening cultist. In the Dunwich Horror itself, he's not. He's merely a scared homesteader who happens to live next door to the Whately family. But FFG have, made him into some horrible, interdimensional criminal. But such is life. Such is life. Okay, just before we start with episode 45, we've got a couple of changes. I'd like to thank VTech, who actually pointed these out. In fact, I know these bloody things, and I always get them wrong. I'll just go through them in a moment. But first of all, one that I did notice at the end of last turn, when I was editing, we should have lost an extra health each. So, actually she's on 4. So we're on 4 health for Jenny, and we're on 1 health, for Agnes Baker. Because if you remember, we pulled out of the Chaos Bag with Storm of Spirits, and we got a Cowled Cultist. And a Cowled Cultist token meant that they took a damage each, unfortunately. So, yes, we are really hanging on, especially Agnes. Now, the other thing, which VTech pointed out, is, if you recall, we got Crypt Chill for Jenny Barnes, and I went on about it for ages, because we ended up getting rid of her twin 45s. You'll notice that her twin 45s are back, and I'll explain why. Because VTech pointed out that we could have actually got rid of Leo DeLuca, because Leo DeLuca is an asset. Now, I knew this, but I always forget. And the reason I always forget is I've got it in my mind that Crypt Chill, it affects objects. So because it's you're so cold and stuff, you're always going to drop an object like a flashlight or twin 45s or a machete or something like that. And I got that from Night of the Zealot, and I've just got it in my brain. Now, I know I should have remembered that we could have got rid of Leo DeLuca as well. And that's what she would have done. Because, as you could tell last episode, I certainly wouldn't have got rid of the 45s, because I was going to shoot Seth Bishop in the face with them. So what I've done is I've brought them back, because Jenny herself wouldn't have dropped them. Jenny herself, being a woman, would have got rid of Leo. Only joking, ladies, only joking. No, but she would have kept the guns, and she'd have let Leo go. So we're actually going to discard Leo instead. Now, because we're discarding Leo, that means we wouldn't have had an extra action. Yes? So what we're going to do is, the last thing she did that turn was to gain a resource, if you recall. So we'll put that resource back as well. So she's only got 3 actions. So Leo DeLuca goes in the discard, and I've dug out Jenny's 45s from the discard. So there we go. Super. Now, I've still handicapped myself. The reason is, if I'd done it correctly, if I'd got rid of Leo DeLuca straight away, I would have used the 45s on Seth Bishop. He'd probably be dead now, because we've got overpower here. So we have lost a lot of time. And I lost a load of cards. I think there was 3 cards that I added on the evasion, because we had to evade, if you recall. So not only have I lost cards, I've lost time. Yeah? So I think it's okay for me to take the 45s back. As I say, it's my fault. I've just got it in my brain that whenever Crypt Chill comes out, it's referring to objects. It's not referring to objects, it's referring to assets. Now, normally assets are objects, but in this case, we could have actually got rid of Leo DeLuca, and that's what she would have done, because, if you recall, I was just going on and on and on about losing those 45s. If I'd remembered, I wouldn't have got rid of them. I'd have got rid of Leo, so that is what we've done. Besides, this is a horrible, absolutely horrible scenario, and I want to win. So that's what we're going to do. Also, it does mean we've got a fighting chance at getting to the final scenario, which I haven't played yet. I've never got that far. So I've retro done that, and another reason to do it is poor old Agnes is only on 1 health, so we need to be really quick, and we need to hope that we don't pull any more monsters out for a kick-off. If we do, hopefully they'll go to Jenny, because Agnes is struggling. Hopefully Agnes will be able to pick up these clues, or at least a few of them, so we'll have to see. Seth, he's still got 2 horror, not 2 horror, is it? 2 health left, so hopefully we will be able to shoot him, and then we can both get on with trying to pick these clues up, and then we can advance the act, and let's hope that that's all we need to do. As I say, I haven't actually completed this scenario or done the final scenario. I've got as far as this scenario and then got beat, so this is pretty much uncharted territory. Another sort of apology, if you can hear some like explosives going off in the background, it's not Beirut, we are still in Manchester, but it's getting close to bonfire night over here in England, which means everybody, like, you know, explodes things. So you may be able to hear some explosions in the background. It's just fireworks going off, nothing to get bothered about. Okay, so having gone through that, let us move on. I think it's round 79 and the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So first things first, Doom. So it's up to 3 on the agenda, which means we have 7 left. So time is marching on. We're going to have to kill Seth and get on with it. That's not the finish of the laugh and chuckle phase though, because Jenny's our lead investigator, so that means she gets an encounter card. Not a monster. Or, yes, if we're going to get a monster, let's give it Jenny. Frozen in Fear. Oh. Revelation. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. Damn it! Forced at the end of your turn, test willpower 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Just the first time you perform one of the following actions. So if we fight, we can do 2 fight actions, can't we? Because it's just the first time. So if we use up 2 to kill Seth, then if we fail, we might just have another chance. Yeah, I think we can do that. Yes, it's the first time each round. Okay, so we've got to keep that there. We could have done without that. You're just going to have to kill him straight off, Jenny. Next up, it's Agnes, and she gets Visions of Futures Past, Hex. Revelation, test willpower 5. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. Are these visions of things to be, or things as they might be? Or could these horrors have already happened? Da, da, da. Right, willpower's 8 at the moment, so that's pretty cool. So it's 8 versus 5. We're not going to spend anything on it. We just need a -3 or better, and we get a -3. Excellent. So we get rid of that. Brilliant stuff. Pop that up there. Right, what is next? Next up we have the investigation phase, I believe. So see ya in a minute. And here we are at the investigation phase. Dead easy. We're going to do what we should have done last turn, and we're just going to shoot Seth Bishop in the face. Now it's going to cost us 2 actions, unfortunately, because of Frozen in Fear. It is an attack action, and what we are going to do is, obviously we're going to spend a bullet. We're using the twin 45s. Spend an ammo, fight, get +2 combat, and we get +1 damage. So +2 takes us up to 5. We're going to use overpower. That will take us up to 7. So that is 7 versus 5. Because that is what set combat is. Is there anything else we can add to it? We could add sneak attack and beat cop. Yeah, we've got to kill him. So sneak attack and beat cop are going in. So that's an extra 2. So that is going to be 9 versus 5. So we need a -4 or better. And we get a 0. Yes. So we get rid of those. And overpower, do we get a... Yes, test was successful, so we draw another card. And we get cheap shot. So cost of 2 event. It's got a combat icon, it's got an agility icon. Trick, fight. Add your agility value to your skill value for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, automatically evade the attacked enemy. Aim for the eyes, boo. They told me. Aim for the eyes, boo. Right, there we go. Flashlight, put that over here. Let's neaten everything up. So, anyway, we did 2 damage for that. That kills Seth Bishop. So, we get rid of him. Plonk him back where he was. And we have got 1 action left. So, what we're going to do with this action is we're going to try and pick up a clue. So that means we're going to spend our final 2 resources. We still have 2 left. And I've gone and put... I went and put those health tokens into the resource. into the resource pool. Hang on while I dig them out. There we go. And that will give us +3. We've got a... It's 4 shroud. So that is 6 versus 4. So we need a -2 or better. Oh, we really need this clue. So we're going to chuck flashlight and we're going to chuck elusive at it. So that is 2 more. So what's that? 6, 7. That's 8 versus 4. We need a -4 or better. And we get a skull token. -1, -3 if we're at an altered location. We are not at an altered location, so it's -1. But even if it was -3, we'd have passed anyway. So we have a clue. Well done. Well done, that lady. So that is 1 clue. She's used an awful lot of cards, but we may as well. We need these clues as quickly as possible. Alright, so that is it for Jenny Barnes. Next up, it is Agnes Baker. And here we are with Agnes. So, dead easy for Agnes. She is going to try and get clues. Now, the Key of East means she's got +3 to her intellect, which takes it up to 5. So that is 5 versus 4. Oh, that's not good, is it? We're going to chuck the Heirloom of Hyperborea for its wildcard icon. And what we're going to do is that will make it 6 versus 4. We need a -2 or better. Come on. And we get... That's a -1, remember? Brilliant. So, get rid of that. And we got another clue. We need 2 more clues. Come on! But we've got no more cards that we can sacrifice for it. So it's just a straight 5 versus 4. We need a -1 or better for a second action. Let's get the... Come on, a -1 or better. And we get an Elder sign. Sorry, an Elder thing. Which is nowhere near, is it? -X, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Oh, cobblers. Let's get rid of a weakness. No, it's another Fire Axe, which is a 1. If we get another 1... Yeah, we need a 0, don't we now? Oh. And the next card, arcane initiate, so that's 2. -2. And what were we? It was 5 versus 4, wasn't it? Yeah, so failed. Final 1. Come on, a -1 or better. And we get a broken tablet. God damn it. -4 because we're on agenda 2. Ah, she's rubbish at picking up clues. So we've still got 2 clues to pick up. But at least we've killed Seth Bishop. Actually, was he a victory point? He was a victory point. We'll put him in the victory point display. And that's a single victory point. Woo! So there we go. Yeah, take that, Seth. Alright, so that is it for the investigation phase. Next up, it is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase, and the thrall doesn't move, so that's fine. We can move straight on, except I forgot one thing, didn't I? Frozen in fear. The end of Jenny's turn. She should have rolled. She should have chaos bagged for it. So she needs to test willpower 3. She's got a willpower of 3, so she needs a 0 or better. She's not going to chuck anything at it. Come on. A -2, not good enough. Could have done with getting rid of that as well, but we've got nothing we can throw at it, unfortunately. Well, we could have thrown Peter Sylvester at it, but ideally I'd like to actually get him up here because he will give Agnes 1 health. Kill him, but at least it won't kill Agnes. Okay. I think that is it for the enemy phase. Next up, it is the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. So, giving everybody their actions back. We've got no exhausted cards, so it's straight to pick a card. Lead investigator is Jenny, she goes first. She gets burglary. So this is an intellect icon, it's an asset, costs 1, talent elicit. For an action, exhaust burglary, investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, gain 3 resources. Well, we want the clues, unfortunately. But we could spend that that intellect token. Most importantly though, we get these 2. And also, Frozen in Fear, the action is move, fight or evade. Investigation, haha, doesn't count. So we'll be able to use 3 actions to actually investigate, so that's cool. What is next? It is Agnes. She gets a card. Her card is Shriveling. Bit late. Could have done with this right at the beginning. So it costs 3, it's an asset, it's got a combat icon, it's a spell, it's got 4 charges. As an action, spend 1 charge and fight. The attack uses willpower instead of combat and deals +1 damage. And if we get those, like, you know, any of the icon tokens, we take a horror, but that's okay for her. So we'll put Shriveling up here. There's nothing up with her sanity, it's the fact that she's at death's door as regards physical damage. That's her problem. And she gets an extra resource, so she's up to 4. Okay, that is it for round 79. I think what I'll do is, we're close now, I think, so I'll just go, rather than just uploading, if I've made any errors, I've made some errors. We'll just go straight into round 80. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase of round 80. So that means we need a doom token, because we're up to 4. Which means we've got 6 left. There we are. And that means an encounter card for the lovely Jenny. She gets spaces between treachery. I think this will be alright actually. Hex hazard. Revelation. Flip each non-sentinel hill location in play to its unrevealed side, removing all clues from it. Each investigator, blah 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 blah. We've already done it. They've all been flipped and shuffled anyway. It does not have surge, so we like that card. And the encounter card for Agnes is Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. She might end up dying here. Prey is least cards in hand, but I think because she actually pulled it, it's going to go to her anyway. It's a hunter, but it doesn't have retaliate. Forced. When the engaged investigator draws a hex or pack card, Wizard of Yog-Sothoth attacks that investigator. It's got a victory point. It does 1 health damage and 2 horror. Oh dear me. Yeah, I think prey. I'll have to check that, but I think we ignore the prey because she's actually pulled it. Otherwise, you know, because it's a hunter. If it was hunting and Agnes and Jenny were equidistant from it, it would go after Jenny. But she pulled it, so it goes in that. That is terrible. That is terrible. Oh, damn. And we haven't got fire axe up or anything. Or shrivelling. Oh, that means we're going to have to use actions. Jenny's going to have to use actions to engage it. So we can engage, but if we fight, that means we're not picking up a clue. Oh, damn it. I hate Mythos phases. Okay, right. Let's move into the investigation phase. And here we are at the investigation phase. What we're going to do is we're going to have Jenny go first anyway. And Jenny's going to investigate. Sorry. So she's going to get +3. Because she's going to use Streetwise again. So that's going to put her up to 6. And so it's 6 versus 4. And is there anything else we can throw at it? We can throw burglary at it. So I definitely want to make sure that we get at least like 1 clue here. So what's that going to be? 7 versus 4, so we need a -3 or better. And we get a 0, that's good enough. So we need 1 more clue. That was the first action, by the way. You get rid of burglary. We're going to try again. So for a second action, but this time, oh no, that would be 3 versus... That would be 3 versus 4, wouldn't it? So we need a +1 or better. I'm not even sure there's a +1 in the chaos bag. It's been that long. I think there is one, but that is a bit of a long shot, isn't it? And there's nothing else we can do really. I mean, I've got to save 1 action because I've got to take the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth over. We can engage. Frozen in Fear doesn't affect that. What other actions could we do? Well, I could gain a resource, but that's not really going to help out. I could shoot at the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth now, but again, I'm not going to do 4 damage. No, sorry, 3 damage and kill it. I can only do 2. And it'd cost me 2 actions. So, yeah, I think the only useful thing I can do is to gain a resource. So I'm going to gain a resource for the second action. And for my final action, I'm going to engage the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. Then what we're going to do is we've got Frozen in Fear. It's 3 versus 3. So I need a 0 or better to get rid of it. We get a -4. That's a bit of a bummer. And yeah, that's it. Obviously we're going to take 2 horror and a hit and health from the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth, unfortunately. And that's going to put us on a single sanity. So that's pretty bad. Eggs in one basket. Come on, Agnes, get a clue for a change. Okay, so that is it for Jenny Barnes. Next up is Agnes Baker. And here we are with Agnes. Right, so Agnes needs to get this final clue. She needs to get this final clue. In fact, let's go back to Jenny. And no, it was 2 actions, wasn't it? It was 2 actions for forget Jenny. I was thinking about getting rid of searching for Izzy, but that had cost her 2 actions, so forget about that because we did need to get the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. We did need to engage it. Okay, so right, Agnes has just got to pick this clue up. So it's 4 against what she got, 5. It's 5 versus 4. She's got no intellect icons whatsoever, and Jenny can't help her out. So come on, a -1 or better. We've got 3 goes at it. First, -4. Second go, come on, is a cultist. That's, reveal another token. Cancel the effects and icons of each skill card committed to this test. Well, there wasn't any skill cards, so we draw another token for this second action. Come on, we need a +1. A -1. That's good enough, isn't it? 5 versus 4. It is brilliant. Yes. So we did that on the second action. We picked that clue up. We now have 4 clues. She's got 1 action left. Let's just check Sentinel Peak. Oh, it must be on. Where is it? Where's the card? The gate opens. Only investigators at Sentinel Peak may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. It's not got an action icon, so this is free. We're going to spend those 4 clues. There we go, as a group. Remember, we are all at Sentinel Peak, so that's fine, we can do it. And we can flick this baby over. You don't know how to close the swirling gate before you, and with each passing moment the force from within it grows in strength. You fear that whatever entity the sorcerers have summoned from beyond approaches. With no time to spare, you turn to the open tome on the stone altar, desperate for answers. R1. I think we beat it. Yes! Just! R1. Hang on while I dig it out. So, it's over here. So, resolution 1. Do not read until the end of the scenario. It's the end of the scenario. Come on. No resolution was reached. Wasn't. No, we got resolution 1. The poorly bound tome appears to be the written records of old Whately, the man who taught Wilbur the ancient secrets of sorcery. You find a passage describing a place outside of time and space where worlds converge and Yog-Sothoth dwells. Only by reaching this nexus at the edge of reality can you unmake the tear that has split open the world. Feeling as if you may be going to your doom, you muster a final ounce of courage and step into the gate. So Jenny and Agnes have gone through the gate. Jenny and Agnes are going to try and finish it off for us. In your campaign log, record that the investigators entered the gate. Yes. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Now, I think we get 2 for Sentinel Peak. We do. Victory 2. So that's 3. So that's good. So we got 3 victory points. To be continued, the story continues in the next Mythos pack of the Dunwich Legacy Cycle, Lost in Time and Space, which is the final one. So we got to the final one, kids. We got to the final one. Resolution 2, everybody goes bonkers, man, and Yog-Sothoth eats everything. But we managed to get through. So we didn't even have to deal with the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. I think thematically, Jenny and sort of Agnes, they've just piled through into the portal and left the Wizard of Yog-Sothoth on the other side. So I think that's okay. We can do that. And nobody... Oh, we have got one problem. Because we didn't do searching for Izzy. When the game ends, if searching for Izzy is in play, you suffer 1 mental trauma. So that's 1 mental trauma for Jenny. So she'll be down to 6 sanity because she didn't do searching for Izzy, unfortunately. But, oh, that was close, wasn't it? That was close. We managed to scramble through that one. So, Lost in Time in Space will be next. Or will it? No, it won't. Because first of all, we're going to have a bit of a break from Arkham Horror, the card game. But it will be back because I want to finish it off. As I say, I haven't done Lost in Time and Space. I haven't got that far before. I think we'll use Jenny and Agnes again because it'll just save me hassle. And to be honest, that will sort of even it out. I think if we use Jenny and Agnes, it'll be pretty much the same number of times as we used Daisy and Zoe. So, you know, the Arkham Ladies Mystery Society, they like to share things out. So I think we will have Jenny and Agnes. I might look at getting them some emergency aid though, because that got a bit close. I don't know what I was thinking when I built those decks. Just haven't given them any sort of way of recovering health or sanity whatsoever. So I'm going to have to revisit that. They have got 3 victory points though, so hopefully that will help. So yes, so that's going to be a laugh. So we managed to kill Seth Bishop. We've managed to go into the portal, and now we're going to have to tackle Yog on his own turf, it looks like. But as I say, that won't be for a while, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing Arkham Horror, the 3rd edition. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, it'll give me a welcome break from the card game. It's driving me up the wall with... I'm just dreaming about it all the time. It's just, I've been doing it for about 5 months, haven't I? 5 or 6 months. I have had a few comments that people, I think a few of the watchers are getting a bit sick of it as well. So what we'll do is we'll do Arkham Horror 3rd edition. There are a few playthroughs out at the moment. Tragic the Blathering is doing one, so always worth a watch, Tragic. And I think Doug Herring's going to be doing one as well. So you're going to be spoilt for choice on the old Arkham Horror. I'm doing Azathoth. That's the... I think Tragic's doing Echoes of the Deep. I'll do the Azathoth one, I think. I don't know which one Doug's doing, but he's just finished his lobotomy playthrough, I think, or he's near finishing it. So he may do Azathoth as well. I don't know which one he's going to do, but I'll do the Azathoth one. It does recommend you do that one first time. It'll probably be pretty difficult, actually. They normally are, the Azathoth ones. So we'll have to see. Okay, so yes, we've got past this one. We've got one more to go in the Dunwich Legacy Cycle, and then it's done. But we'll do Arkham Horror 3rd edition first, then we'll polish this off, and then we'll look at doing something new. I may do Folklore, The Affliction, or it won't be an Arkham Horror game, because let's take a bit of a rest from that. I might do Folklore, The Affliction, or Sword and Sorcery, or I was going to do Lobotomy, but Doug's just done that. I know I have all my Shadows of Brimstone people. It will be coming back. I know I say this all the time. It will be, I promise. But that probably won't be for a while yet. But I've got all the mining cart and everything. There's just tons and tons of stuff. And you know, putting everything together, it takes ages, man. So, yes, but it's definitely on the launch pad, that. But Folklore, The Affliction, Sword and Sorcery, or whatever, I'll have a look. I also want to play Nemo's War. and there's a few others. I've got loads, got absolutely loads of games I haven't even played yet, so we shall see. But next up is going to be Arkham Horror, the board game, 3rd edition. Oh, right, anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks so much for all the help and support. Thanks for all the views, the subscriptions, the likes and the dislikes, because at least you're still watching. Oh yes. Anybody who's been to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. And similarly, BGG, the video threads there. If you've liked them, commented, dropped Geek Gold, anything like that, thank you so much. But that is the end of episode 45 and also Where Doom Awaits. So after a slight interlude of Arkham Horror 3rd edition, we'll be back with episode 36 where we will be starting Lost in Time and Space. So I hope you're all looking forward to Arkham Horror 3rd edition and the denouement of Arkham Horror, the card game. But until, oh yeah, any errors, well, I've finished now. So we're going to carry on anyway, but it may be that I've cocked up and like we didn't really win. But we're just going to have to forget about that and pretend that I did. But if I did cock up, please put it in the comments below so at least people know that I cocked up and I didn't really win. But we will go on anyway, and we will do the we'll do the final scenario. We may as well, we've come this far. Alright then, so for now, that's it from me, Catweazle, and until next time, toodaloo.